Welcome to Week 9 of the UPIKE Football Coaches Show. I'm Alec Morgan here with Coach Corey Fipps. Coach, you guys are fresh off your third straight win, a 28-24 thrilling victory over Thomas More. You guys had an awesome second half, and we'll dive into that. But initial thoughts?
Yeah, it's great to stay in the winning column. You know, when you're a football coach, you get to celebrate those things for a week or be miserable for a whole week. So it's obviously a lot better to be positive with your guys coming off those wins. And it's never an easy thing to win on the road in college football. And you know, we're 3-0 versus those guys up there in our career at a couple different stops. So every time it's a tough fight right to the end. So super excited for our guys to battle back and to show some perseverance.
So the Bears trailed 10-0 heading into halftime, and it was 24-13 ball game with less than 13 minutes left when the Bears recovered an onside kick. Let's head back to halftime, though. What was the conversation in the locker room? Yeah,
the conversation was really that, you know, they're doing exactly what we thought they would offensively and defensively, and you know we've got to just execute. Defense has got to get a couple stops, and offense has got to get a couple scores, and we're right back in this thing. You know, we had a couple opportunities in the first half, just didn't execute on some catches down the field that could have turned into touchdowns and big plays to keep the sticks moving. But we felt good about it and knew that if we could just get one score, get the guys momentum back, get their mojo back, that we'd have a chance to score some points there in the second half in the fourth quarter. Now, I won't lie to you, as the third quarter started to slip away there, you know, it caused some concern, but I'm sure excited that those guys got that first offensive touchdown to Rashad Brown there and kept things going.
Now let's talk about that play call since you mentioned it, the flip pass play call.
Yeah.
So is exactly how it was drawn up?
Yeah, we call that play sniper. And we ran a stretch play where we hand it off to a receiver like we were running an outside run play. He dips back. We have three receivers en route, and the fact that it got tipped there, they really covered it very nicely. The pass was tipped, and kind of like a basketball drill, the tip was snagged for the alley-oop. So we're a little bit fortunate there, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
And with a guy like Rashad Brown, like, you could almost expect him to make something happen like that once in a few tries.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's a guy who works hard and ends up in the right place at the right time, and a lot for us.
And he's exciting to watch too, exciting
Absolutely.
to talk to as well. So you guys were able to keep the Saints under 100 yards in their final three drives, which was one of the biggest keys. Timothy Butler came up big with a forced fumble, also with a pass breakup on a 4th and 1. Thomas More on their final drive of the fourth quarter, which allowed you guys to go down on the game-winning drive. So how did your defense adjust in the second half, if at all, or was it just better execution?
Well, it was just better execution. There were a couple times our eyes just weren't in the right place, and we didn't get the right the right call in at the right time. Those things happen. That's part of football, and Coach Elliott just kind of got those guys to settle in, and we had an opportunity to execute there down the stretch. But you had a lot of good things happen to us there. First, you had you had the double pass with the tip, so that's great. You had the forced error by them on the pop-up kick there on their sideline where Dasani Tate makes a great play. And then you've got that strip fumble there to kind of end it. So, I think that when you look at it, there's a lot of times you got to make your own way in things, and that happened. Our guys staying positive, not laying down, not saying it's just not our day, allowed for us in good situations to make good things happen.
And how much is that a credit to Xavier with the offense?
Yeah, I think it's a credit to Xavier and that offensive line, all those skill guys to just keep plugging. It's a credit to our defense to make stops when they need to. The kicking game, there were a couple of really good things that happened there. So I think it's just a credit to our culture overall that these guys are starting to figure out that when things don't go your way, you don't give up. You keep persisting, and that's some life lessons that we all need to have moving forward.
Is this the most exciting win in recent memory?
I don't know, man. They've all been pretty exciting this year, but absolutely, to come back in a comeback win like that is very unusual at any level of college football, and I think definitely gives us a little bit of juice heading into this next week.
All right, that'll do it for reflecting back on the win at Thomas More. We'll be back next with Josh Ervin here on the UPIKE Coaches Show.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
Okay.
Oh, you want my sauce? Get your hands off my wall. I got the recipe. Hit 100 degrees.
Welcome back to the UPIKE Coaches Show, Week 9. I'm Alec Morgan, and joined here once again by Josh Ervin. Josh, your second time on the show this year.
Second time.
You and X, I think, are the only players we've had twice.
How about that?
So does that mean that just Coach Fipps trusts that you know what to say on air?
Maybe something like that.
So let's talk a little bit about this defense. Obviously, you're one of the guys up front. Defense was stellar, especially in that second half against Thomas More. How was the confidence level after going down 10-0 and heading into the second half? You guys had that awesome fourth quarter. How did you keep that consistency and confidence?
In the locker room, we just before the game, actually, we just talked about how we all had to stick together. If we stick together, we can make great things happen. And then in the locker room, down 10-0, we talked about faith. You got to believe. You got to believe and just keep sticking together. And then if you believe in one another, you can make anything happen.
So you've had a pretty solid season yourself. How do you feel like you've grown as a player?
Well, year 6. So
Year 6. So you've got it down.
Defensive line's a fairly simple game, but I'm just blessed to be able to play.
So what about your personal life? What do you got going on right now?
Still working at Modern Woodman.
Yeah.
With graduate school, and really that's about it. 2 more games left.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet.
Are you thinking about that? Have you got that on the horizon, thinking, wow, I'm about to play my last game of football in college?
Yeah, tomorrow's my last home game at Hambly, and it's a bittersweet feeling,
So you think you're still going to try to play, like start up a rec league somewhere, play some flag football? You got to keep the dream alive.
Oh yeah, 7-on-7 and things like that. Have to.
For sure. So what are we looking at for Lindsey Wilson? Obviously, their defense gets a lot of love. They're one of the best defenses in the country, but their offense hasn't been that strong. What are one of the things you guys are keying on headed into that game?
Execution. We got to stay together. We got to be strong up front. We got to be stellar in the back end. You come together and play as one. If we stick together, good things can happen for us.
And the Bears will get the job done, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it.
That was Josh
Thank you.
Ervin here on the UPIKE Coaches Show.
So what we're looking at here is your area right here in your neck. We're identifying where you have subluxation. So what you want to do is come to this side. We're going to come right here. Great adjustment. Right here, we're going to come in. Great adjustment. And right here, great adjustment.
Welcome back to the UPIKE Coaches Show. I'm here with Ronald Withers, senior from Tampa, Florida, offensive lineman. Ronald, you guys are on a 3-game win streak, your best in a couple of seasons. What do you think's been the key for this offense?
Just believing in each other, just working with each other, just encouraging each other, just keeping that momentum going into every game.
Yeah, what were the thoughts in the locker room? What was the mood heading into halftime? You're down 10-0 against this Saints team. Your offense has really struggled to get it going, and then you explode through the third and fourth quarters. How do you keep that composure and keep that confidence?
Coach just sat us down and told us, like, what's going on. Let's get right. This team is not better than us. We better than this, and let's focus up and let's get right.
Okay, so is this your last season with the Bears? Do you have any more eligibility left?
Sadly, this is my last season. I'm really sad because I wanted one more, but I like this group of guys, and I feel like in the future they're going to be good. Yeah,
and I feel like you guys have already showed a lot of development, especially you guys up front. Obviously, everybody says this, you don't get a lot of shine being on the offensive line.
No, we don't.
What do you think is the most challenging thing about being one of the up front guys?
Challenging things, I say the pictures. You don't get that many pictures.
Yes.
I'm a picture guy, so like I put on. You can see me with the drip on. I like getting the pictures so I can post on Instagram a little bit. So
we need to tell our photographers to make sure we flick up the offensive line a little more.
Show some love on the offensive line, man. We like the pictures too, like the skill guys. Let's get the pictures, man.
See, it's just so easy for a photographer, and I mean, I'm guilty of it, to get the guy with the ball or to get the guy that's going towards the ball or tackling the guy, and it's good to keep in mind that the offensive line needs some love too on the Flickr account. All right, let's talk about something more personal. You were talking off air about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yes, the new Call of Duty. It's a love-hate right now. It just came out, but we gonna keep it going.
So you say you've already got a gold camo unlocked?
Yeah, I've grinded for it. But one of my teammates, Hobb, he got 5 gold guns right now. I was like, bro, you got to take a break.
The game's been out for like 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how you got that much time right now? We got practice, meetings, class.
Who is that? Who is that?
Michael Hobby, man. Shout out Hobb, man.
Ask him why he's got so much time to play Call of Duty for me. Or if you just want to bring him on next, we'll get him an intervention on it.
We could definitely get him on here.
All right, well, we'll catch Ronald in Athens. We'll in action on Saturday. We'll make sure we get some pics of the offensive line, man. Thanks for coming on with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome to the UPIKE Football Coaches Show, Week 9. I'm Alec Morgan. I'm sitting here with Xavier Malone. Xavier, the Bears mounting a comeback in the second half against Thomas More, winning that game 28-24 for your third straight victory. How did you keep your composure heading into half?
Just staying with the execution, trusting in our guys around the team, just staying with everything that we worked on in practice. It started slow for us, so we just had to stick with it and keep it going in the second half and find a way to get the ball moving down the field and get the ball to the playmaker so we can make some things happen.
And how important was the defense in that fourth quarter to hold Thomas More to less than 100 yards on their final 3 drives and allow you guys to get back on the field and get the job done?
Man, the defense, they came up so big in that game. There was so many opportunities where they could have just gave up or laid down, but they fought hard and gave us some more opportunities to score the ball. So they came up big for us and helped us out a lot in that win.
So you yourself finished 25 of 42, 242 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions, a 42-yard long. So that's a pretty impressive stat line. You're happy with that. Your offensive line has done a good job of protecting you. Only a pair of sacks against the decently talented Thomas More defense. How do you feel like you've evolved as a quarterback?
I've just done better with trusting in my guys, utilizing the guys around me, trusting in my O-line. It's been different coming in like towards the end of the season, middle of the season, trying to get a feel for how those guys work out and what makes it easier for them to block and easier for me to get the ball to the guys. So I feel like we've all worked together as a team to make each other better. So I feel like that's how I've gotten better with as far as me progressing during the season.
Now let's talk about Lindsey Wilson. You guys going up against one of the best, if not the best, defense in the NAIA. They are limiting teams to only 156 yards through the air on average. Their only loss being to the Bethel Wildcats. What is your plan going into Lindsey Wilson? Are you approaching it any differently?
I wouldn't say approaching it any different. We worked hard throughout the week. It's just going in there and playing our ball, not really playing anybody else's ball, letting anybody dictate us. It's just going in there and playing, doing what we do best and getting the ball to the people and just playing hard, really playing discipline. So that's about it.
Well, the Bears, we'll see Xavier in action on Saturday at 1:30 at Hambly Athletic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back here with Coach Fipps here on the UPIKE Coaches Show. Welcome back to the UPIKE Coaches Show. I'm here with Coach Corey Fipps, and we're talking Lindsey Wilson. Bears take on the Blue Raiders at 1:30 on Saturday. Lindsey Wilson, the story with them is their defense, one of the best defenses in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you look at it right now, they're the number one defense in virtually every statistical category, maybe not just in small college football, but major college football as well. I think there's only 6 defenses nationwide that are holding anybody any level under 200 yards of total offense. They do a great job. Coach Keckler's done a great job defensively there for many years. Now he's the head football coach with the departure of Chris Oliver to Georgetown. But we also like to think, we're number 4 in total offense per game. We think we're pretty good offensively, number 2 passing offense in the country. So, it's kind of 2 top-ranked defense and offense against each other. And, I think we'll have the opportunity to show out. But, when things happen like that, it's usually the other side of the ball for us and them that'll be key in what we're doing this week. But I take nothing away from Lindsey Wilson, but they have not beat a team with a winning record yet this year. They lost last week to Bethel, but if you look at their strength of schedule, we've beat a lot of those people too. So I get it, I understand those things. But I think on paper, our guys like to think that this is a game that matches up pretty well.
So you seem pretty confident heading into that game.
I'm confident that our guys are going to play well. That's what I'm confident about. I think they're looking for a moment to shine. We played well at home every week. Now we could go out there and lay an egg. That's part of it. But we're going to play with confidence and some juice and mojo that maybe we haven't had up to this point.
And it's kind of their strength against your strength. They're the best defense in the country, and especially in passing off. They only allow teams 156 yards through the air. Yeah. You guys are one of the best, if not the best, passing team in the NAIA right now. So it will be an interesting matchup when these two collide. Now, the Blue Raiders, on the flip side, their offense has not been stellar this season. Has there been any certain things the defense is keying on?
Yeah, I think, they play some pretty distinct tendencies that we've got some keys that I think we can take away. Our guys have just got to do exactly what they did against Thomas More and other folks this year, and that's play 4 quarters of tough-minded football and defense, and I think our guys will have a chance to be right there in the fourth quarter.
All right, and we'll see the Bears at 1:30 at Hambly, their final home game of the season here in Pikeville. Coach, thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.